talk about this week. And I get a lot, even like across like different teams and Younique, asking how do you build like a successful business while still working, and like working outside of the home. And I wanted to kind of go over that with you kind of guys today. Time management is huge. And even talking about time management, really, my brain, income producing activities is like the biggest thing with your time management. You do not want to waste a moment of your time. Your time is precious. Okay, so when I started Younique, I was working full-time and a lot of overtime as a registered nurse. My husband, he is a federal firefighter, so he was working 24-hour shifts, home for 24, gone for 24, home for 24, gone for 24, and so on and so on. And if he got hit with overtime as well, he was gone for 72-hour stretches. And I was home with 2 little babies. At that time, I had a newborn and a 2-year-old. And again, so I was working full-time and overtime as well. Both of my kids were in daycare through the hospital system. So, you know, that's already a whole nother story in itself. But yes, so my time was precious. I needed to be able to bring in income. I needed to be able to build my business and build it fast. So I was very intentional with my time. So again, I go back to these income producing activities. Social media is like a black hole. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. It is, oh gosh, I heard someone call it digital dementia the other day almost. That you get into like this black hole. You're getting on social media and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Like you don't even 2 hours later, you're like, oh my God, what did I just got sucked into, literally the black hole. Like you've ignored your kids, you've ignored, your husband over there, like begging for your attention, your dogs, like just everything. So you have to be intentional with your time. When you get on social media, you have to have like blinders, like those race horses or whatever horses in general. When they go out, they have blinders on so that they can only see right in front of them, because when they start looking to the side, they can get distracted very easily. And that's the same with you and your business being on social media. So how did I keep myself on track, focused, and consistently with my income producing activities? I know I shared with you guys in my Road to Black video in week 1 of this level up training, I talked about my task list. I have been using literally almost the same task list for the past 4 years straight, and I do those religiously. Every day I don't complete everything, but when I was building and working really hard, that was a goal of mine, was to try and complete that task list every single day. I feel like the list is very basic, it's very elementary, it's very duplicable, and it hits on, they talk about working your business as a whole. Like, you don't just go live and then hope that you're going to be able to sponsor and hope that you're going to be able to make sales from it. Like, there is like a whole circle of things that you have to do to make this work. Yes, you go live and you make your videos, you make your product post. You also use attraction marketing. You also comment on people's posts and you're like building relationships. You also follow up with your customers and offer the opportunity in parties and Messenger and, in-home events, and then your team training up here. It's like a whole circle. Like, you have to kind of touch on all of those little things to make your business successful. And again, I can share my task list in the comments below. So that's like your income producing activities. So that's like when you need to get on Facebook, you're commenting on like 20 people's posts, you're interacting, you're not just aimlessly scrolling. So not only is scrolling like wasteful of your precious time, Facebook hates it when you do that. They ding you big for aimlessly scrolling and not interacting. They will what do they call it? They drop your algorithm. So what that means, if you one day you just don't feel like working your business, and you're like, I'm just gonna aimlessly scroll Facebook today, and you're over there, guess what? Next day you think, oh, I've got a great post, I'm gonna post it. Facebook says, sister, yesterday you weren't interacting with people, so today your posts aren't getting shown. And I'm not really sure like how many times or what the, like, like the time that like they start, getting you for it, but Facebook does it. I don't know. So just don't aimlessly scroll unless you're being productive with your time. I feel like I'm just like, oh, I'm just so excited to have my kids in. Anyways, so you just want to be productive on Facebook. Okay, so again, I'm kind of like getting all the way around. If you haven't noticed, I'm a big hand talker. So again, I had a very little free time to be able to work my business. So what I found to be helpful, power hours, when you can get through these tasks, and then just put it away. Like, I do not feel like this business is meant to be a ball and chain. This business is meant to give you freedom. It's not meant to be something that you were stuck at all the time. Like, you got into this business, most of us, so that you could have freedom, so that you could make money and grow a team and gain influence on your time. So that was what was like really big for me, because I was already working. I didn't want to be every second that I was home spent on my phone or working my business. So what I did, again, like I told you, I had 2 little kids and a husband, who's gone a lot. So I would get up a little bit before them, do a little bit of my tasks before they woke up, get up and do the whole morning routine, breakfast, blah, blah, blah. And when it was like lunchtime, nap time, I had to lay down with my kids for, the first like 4 years of both, 4 years of both of their lives. If they needed to take a nap, I had to be laying with them. I don't know. I created little monsters. But, so I would be laying down with them, and as soon as they were asleep, more off my list, I'm laying there, I'm still being present, they know mommy's there, I was working on my task list. They'd wake up, we're doing our stuff again, and then bedtime. They'd go to bed, I'd be laying with them, they'd go to sleep, This is like when my husband was gone, so this is like, so same thing. If Josh was home, kind of the same routine, but like after the kids would go to sleep, I'd wait till he'd go to sleep, and then I just put in a little bit more time. And of course, when you have some relief, that's nice. Like, hey, I really need to go, oh my gosh, you guys, I really need to go make a video, I need to go do a training, I need to go do this. Can watch them just for, oh my god, you guys. I swear I've not been drinking. I'm like spitting all over myself. Anyway, so, you can get someone to watch your kids just for 5 minutes so that you can, devote some time that is like kind of focused and you're not always in the horizontal. But I loved that freedom. I work on my feet like for 14 hours a day as a nurse. So to be able to lay down and work from my phone was awesome. Like, you could not have like offered me anything better. I probably would, like, I don't know, it's just the best. But anywho, so, that was while the kids were really little. Oh, so if you work like 5 days a week, like, nurses, we only work 3 to 4 12-hour shifts a week. So we do have a few days off. So if you are someone who works like a 40-hour, 8-hour day, so it feels like more of your day, or like your weekdays are kind of taken up. So how I made it work on days when I was at work, it would vary from day to day, shift to shift, but again, I had little kids. I utilized those, I was breastfeeding both of my kids. I would utilize that time that I was in the lactation room. I would be working on that list. I would be, knocking off the list. Lunch breaks, I would be knocking out tasks on that list as well. Bathroom breaks. God, I could not even tell you how many times I'd be sitting in the bathroom at Cape Fear Valley Hospital doing up my like party posts. Ooh, and back on the party post thing. Facebook now lets you schedule posts in groups. That is huge. Like, that should save you so much time in your team pages, in your parties, like, huge. Oh, and you can schedule posts on your business page. Like, that helps so much. So if like you're off on like Saturday morning, Sunday, whatever, if you have like a little bit of time, you can go ahead and schedule your post for the whole week. And then that like takes a big chunk out of your time. Be intentional. Work smarter, not harder. I love that. So, okay. Kids are older, you know, fast forward. Now my kids are older. I'm not working as much. I work now maybe 1 day a week, maybe sometimes 2 if I'm feeling really froggy. But it's still the same. My husband now he works 48-hour shifts. He's home for 48, gone for 48, blah, 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 blah. And you know, the kids are a little older, they're a little bit more independent, but I get up in the morning, I do my stuff before they wake up. I feed them breakfast, and I think I do stay on Facebook a little bit more now that they're a little bit older, but I still make sure to make time for them, special time with my phone put away. I know a lot of people set specific business hours, and that works really well for them. That never really worked for me, just because I feel like with the shift work for my husband and myself that it's just so wonky when I'm available, when I'm not available. So really I work when I can, and I put it down when I'm done. And I love that I can just put it away. Like, no one's going to be bothering me. And a big, like, I think one of the best recommendations that I can give you, I promise, right hand to the man, this is, like, saved my sanity. And I got this recommendation from Sherry Brown years ago when I first started. She said to turn off all of your notifications on your phone that could be business related. So the only notifications that come through my phone are my text messages and my phone calls. I've turned off all emails, Facebook, Instagram, Messenger. I don't see them. Because you know, like when you see your phone like lighten up, you're like, oh, I need to check it. I need to check it. I need to, and then you get sucked into, you know, the black hole again. So if you don't see all these notifications, you're not being alerted to your phone. So turn them off. So that way, when you have the time and you're ready to sit down and work your business, that's when you catch up on all of your notifications. So what I say with that, how that works is you have to actually go into those things and check them when you're ready to work. Just because there isn't anything coming in doesn't mean, oh, I don't have any work to do. Like, you still have to check these things. But it's so important. I mean, I remember when I first started, and you know, your phone would be dinging. You're like, oh, I have to check this message. I have to respond to this person right away. And that's not true. Like, your time is important. And you know, they should, like, your people you're talking to, they need to know that, you know, you're a person, you have a life, you're a busy person. You are, you know, they talk about this a lot. Eric Worre talks about this in his GoPro, that you want to seem kind of, not unreachable, but that you're so busy, you know, doing other things that you're not so, I don't know, lasered in on what they're doing, that you're just like, okay, well, you know, I'll get around to, you know, whatever. Talking about, like, prospecting. Let's see, what else can I talk about with, oh, so we talked about intentional with your time, your task list, you know, you're focused on what you're doing. And also, when you're working full-time, trying to build up a business, you know, even if you're not working full-time, this part that I really want to stress is huge. So, I worked so hard building this business alongside, you know, of all life's other obligations and stresses, because I knew, and I'm still aiming for the big picture. Like, I can see the big picture, and I know that's so hard. It almost feels unattainable for a lot of people. But I see what this company can do for me and my family. I see what this company can do for thousands of women that I come in contact with. And that is like, that's like your anchor. That's like where you're like running for. That's like what keeps you focused on your goal. Like the big picture. And your big picture is kind of like your why. You have to be so in touch with your why. You have to know why you're doing this business. You have to know exactly, like, dig down really deep. Dig off all the layers of your why. Get down to, like, the dirt of it. And if your why does not make you cry, then you have not dug deep enough. Because days are going to be hard. You're going to be tired. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to want to throw in the towel. But if you are like lasered in on the big picture, like what your goal is, like what you're aiming for, you're going to be able to, okay, I'm just going to do it, and I'm just going to keep on going. I hope this was helpful. I feel like, you know, I'm a busy lady. I still work. I still make this business work because I am so lasered in on it. My goal again is to fully retire. I'd like to retire my husband. I'd like to be a 2-parent home 100% of the time. I'd love to be debt free. I think a lot of us have like the same goals, and so yeah, I am lasered in on that goal. I do not want to ever have to stress about finances, or, you know, how a bill's getting paid, or how we're going to pay for this. Like, that is like one of the biggest stressors I feel like of anyone's life. And that is my goal, to never feel that way. Because when you have an abundance of finances, you're able to do for more people, you're able to give, you're able, to do things that you can't do when you're just so tight. But yeah, okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this training. If you have any questions, I shouldn't say always. I'm always available when I check my phone. And I would be happy to chat with any of you. I hope you guys are enjoying this training. And have a wonderful Thursday. I will be chatting with you. Bye, guys.